In today's video, I'm going to break down everything that I eat in a day to lose weight. Welcome to the channel, guys. This is Merit Method Fitness, helping you be 1% better than yesterday. Today, we're going to be talking about fat loss. Generally during the holiday period, I eat a ton of cookies, desserts, big family dinners. I don't apologize for that. Like I said, healthy lifestyle is being able to enjoy yourself as well as live your optimum lifestyle. But for me, I've got my own goals that I'm trying to achieve, and in order to hit that, I need to go through a little bit of a fat loss phase. Let myself go a little bit over the Christmas period, and now we're getting back on track. So I'm going to take you guys through a general day of what I do in order to lose weight. So as a teacher, I don't really eat breakfast. I usually get up pretty early in the morning to start my day, and that habit translates over to break as well. I'm really not a big breakfast guy as far as making a meal itself. So generally, my breakfast is a good old cup of coffee. Yes, Manchester United. And what I usually have in the morning is starting off my day with a cup of water. I'll actually have a little bit of probiotic in the morning. It's one of these dissolvable tubes. It goes straight into that cup of water. And I'll also have a little bit of vitamin D to start my day. So that is my first meal of the day. And generally I usually eat a real meal around 11:30. If I'm really busy, I'll maybe eat around noon on a day off. Generally when I'm working, I'll eat around lunchtime, which is about 11:10. Alright, so it's just past 11 o'clock. Even though I don't generally eat breakfast during the breakfast hours, I do love breakfast food. So the first meal of the day that we're going to make is some French toast. Now, it's not just any French toast. This French toast is brought to you today by Remington James. We're going to be making some anabolic French toast. Now, he also gets inspiration from Greg Doucette. I first learned about this type of French toast from a video on YouTube by Will Tennyson. I would check him out. But we're going to be making some low-calorie, higher in protein French toast, something that we can eat a lot of without necessarily going over our calorie budget. So for our French toast, we're going to need some egg whites. We're going to need cinnamon, of course. We're going to need some 0-calorie sweetener substitute. I like the Swerve. I used to do stevia, but I wasn't a huge fan of the aftertaste with stevia. I found Swerve to be the best as far as sugar replacements. We're going to need just some regular white bread. You could do wheat bread and some others. I've seen people use low-calorie bread, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with white bread. I like to use some butter spray just because it's a nice substitute for real butter once the bread is all done. And I've started using Walden Farms pancake syrup. It's 0 calories. It definitely has a peculiar taste, so if you're not into the diet kind of tasting syrups, don't do it. But as another one, I usually also use some sugar-free syrup. Always, 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 if you're going to be tracking and going through fat loss, I highly recommend you use a food scale. I got this one on Amazon. Highly recommend using a food scale. If you don't, how do you really know exactly what you're eating? So, we're going to be starting off with 276 grams of egg whites. Help if I opened it. So we're going to start off with 276 grams of egg whites. And with the liquids, it's always tough. That's 277. I'm okay with being over. It's always tough to get the exact measurements with the liquids. Next, we are going to put in 3 grams of our sweetener. And this is another one where I tend to go a little over. It's not really all that big a deal. There we go. So that's about 3 grams right there of our sweetener. Go with 2 grams of cinnamon. And 5 grams of vanilla extract. Perfect. Perfect pour. So now all we're going to do is just whisk and mix everything together. Nice and simple. So we're going to be using 4 slices of bread, which, lucky for me, there is 4 slices exactly left. And what we're going to do is start off with 2 at a time and just let it soak in the bowl. So we're actually just going to leave it there. We're going to let it sit. We're going to let it soak it all up. Real quickly, we're going to hit this thing with some non-stick just because I don't want it peeling off on the griddle. We're going to let this thing get up to temp, and then we're going to throw our French toast on the griddle. So while it's cooking, as you can see here, that whole liquid in the bowl, everything has been soaked up into the bread, so we're not wasting any of it. We do have some edges around there, but not really worried about that. But everything is nice and soaked into the bread. So we're going to throw our last 2 really just anywhere on the griddle. So I'm sure you guys can hear the pitter-patter of my daughter running around. She's already had a little bit of breakfast. Doesn't really like to eat a whole lot, just like Dad. But here we have our finished product. I'm just going to dive straight in. The calories and macros are going to be somewhere on the screen. But overall, this is one of my go-to meals. I absolutely love breakfast food. I could eat it at any point in time. There are a lot of people, including some of my students, that think that breakfast only belongs at breakfast time. Are you a breakfast for lunch or dinner guy, or is breakfast just for the morning? Let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, so what we're going to do is just hit this with some butter spray just to get that butter flavor on the French toast. And then use our 0-calorie syrup. And I love to just drench my food in it. Hey, do you want to have some food? Yeah. Oh, so we're going to eat some food. The ultimate taste test is if your daughter will eat it. Oh, spilled a little there. All right, Rosalie approved, so therefore try it out. It tastes good. Delicious, right? All right, so we're going to enjoy our food. and we'll check back with you guys at dinner time. Alright guys, now it's time for my third meal of the day, my second larger meal of the day, and this is going to be some grilled cheese. Now, not just any grilled cheese, but we're actually going to be stuffing this with some boneless chicken as a chance to increase the protein, increase the satiety, how long I'll stay full after it, because this will be the last meal I have before I go to training. So we already have our chicken weighed out. This is about 4.8 ounces of boneless chicken, and we also have a serving size 28 grams of fat-free shredded cheddar cheese, and this is just a really easy way of being able to bring the calories down, make sure that I'm not eating too much fat. Even though I don't really track fat, I do try to focus on getting as much protein as possible, so I go for the fat-free cheeses when I have the chance. And as always, we're just going to be using regular old bread. Now, in an effort to bring the calories down again, rather than using butter for the bottom of our bread, we're going to be using our 0-calorie butter spray. So we're going to start by hitting our bread with some butter spray. Just make sure it cooks well on both sides. I'm going to flip over the first slice, and I'm going to start by just laying it out. I don't really care about making it too pretty. I just want to make sure it's not going to fall apart when I flip it. Then just cover it with my shredded cheddar cheese. I've tried to find sliced fat-free cheese in my area, but I really can't find any. It's just been the shredded cheddar cheese. If anybody knows where I can find some sliced fat-free cheese, by all means, please let me know. Alright, so our sandwich is put together, and now we're just going to transfer it over to our frying pan. And there you have it, some baked chicken grilled cheese. And I'm actually going to be dipping that grilled cheese in some sriracha sauce. Love sriracha. So I'm going to go enjoy this and then just chill, watch a little bit of TV, hang out with my daughter, and then get ready for training. So I realize I've been talking a lot about training in this video without actually explaining what it was I was doing. I absolutely love soccer, everything about it. Watching it, playing it, coaching it. What I'm doing tonight is coaching a youth boys soccer team over here in Rochester. So I'm on my way over there to do some training and then coming back for my last meal of the day. All right, guys, so I am back from coaching. It is 9 o'clock at night. So we are going to have the last meal of the day. Because it is so late, I don't really want to eat that heavy. So we're just going to have a couple of eggs over medium on top of some toast. So we've got our skillet going. We are going to be using some plain white bread again. We will also be using 2 plain eggs for our eggs over medium. We're just going to toss these in the toaster oven, let these brown up a little bit, and then get our eggs on the skillet. So we broke the egg yolk. It's all right. It's all going in the same spot. So I actually broke the egg yolk right when I cracked it, so this is going to be more of a scrambled egg for the first one, but it's all right. You know, it's all going in the same place. So while the egg is finishing, we're gonna hit our 2 slices of toast with some butter spray again. Just nice 0-calorie buttery flavor. We're then gonna scoop the 1 egg I didn't mess up onto one, and our nice little egg scramble will go on the other. So there you have it. Just gonna take a knife and fork, eat this. That's gonna be a decent end of night snack. Again, don't like to eat too heavy at 9 o'clock at night. That's just my own personal preference. Now you might be saying to yourself, Steve, this is what you eat to lose weight and be healthy? Where are the vegetables? Where's the fruit? Well, there are certain days where I just don't eat a lot of vegetables, and honestly, that's all right with me. What I do to supplement that is take one of these packets. This is just a nice supplement to not only get my omegas in, not only get my dietary vitamins in, but it also has a full serving of vegetables that you would need on a daily basis. So I just supplement with one of those, and there's days where I have a lot of veggies, days where I don't have a lot of veggies. Next time I take you guys through a day of eating, I can show you some of the other things that I eat. There are times where I eat almost nothing but vegetables exclusively. It's just a matter of what's available, what's around the house, what am I actually feeling like eating, because again, it's got to be enjoyable for me to want to stick to it. So I'm going to finish off my dinner. The goal for today was to stay under 2,100 calories. This meal here puts me at just under 1,900 total. So I'd say it's a pretty successful day. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video.